I guess with my daughter, I'm always trying to protect her. And she came home from school with nits, and she was quite afraid about what nits were. And so I'm just trying to make it sound nicer. I'm like, well, sweetie, nits, they're kind of like mermaids, but instead of living under the sea, they live under your hair. They're kind of like imaginary friends that are real. You could talk to them if you wanted to. And then, of course, she goes to school the next day and tells a teacher about nits, and my 5-year-old daughter just completely bombs in front of her class, humiliates herself. And then the teacher rang my wife and told her that I told her that nits are like mermaids. See, that was pretty bad. Just crushing my child's soul in front of all of her friends, But I mean, as a dad, you're trying to protect her from the harsh realities of. I meant well, and that's what my wife never understands.
We were lucky enough one year I was speaking at a conference in California, and so I was able to take our family. It was Christmas time, and we went. We decided afterwards we'd go, and the actual guest, the speaker the pastor who'd invited me, took us on this holiday. So we were skiing in Tahoe, and Tahoe is on the you can go over the back of the mountain, and you're no longer in California, you're in Nevada. And so at 3:30, I'm coming down the mountain with Joseph following me. And I said, stay behind me all the way. And I kept looking behind me. And then I looked behind me once, and he was gone. And so I just kept going down to the bottom. I thought, man, I'll have to go up quick and get him. I went up, couldn't find him. It's getting dark. And I'm telling everybody, you got to find. And, my daughter, who knew, she was shaking with fear. I dared not tell Chris, she might shoot me. That's my wife. But anyway, I ended up, it ended up at about 4:15 when it was just getting dark, really dark. On the blackboard, I said, you got to let me up one more time. On the blackboard at the ski lift, it said, Mr. Pringle, your son is in Nevada. What? And so he was in the medical hospital. They told me he's in the medics place over there. I thought, oh no, something's gone wrong. I got a taxi right around the bottom of the mountain. It took about an hour and a half to get there. Got around to the medical center. There he is, swinging his legs, eating an ice block. They'd given him an ice block. I said, I'm going to strangle you. Where you've been. He'd just taken a little turn, and it took him way off track, way down the other side of the mountain. So, that's the joys of fatherhood. And I've got, like I say, hundreds of stories.
Well, I don't know if you can blame me directly for this, but when there's poo in the bath, it's messy, because then it's not just the poo in the bath, but then it's the reaching in to pull the plug, and then it's working out how to get it into the bin, or do you flush it down the drain? What do you do? It's that conundrum. Then it's also removing the child, keeping the child from screaming, especially if it's a very, very young one, and then refilling the bath. That can take many, many hours, sometimes days, to fix the problem. Big fail.
Early last year, took my eldest daughter, she was 9 at the time, to Ghana on a compassion trip, and I'm, work really closely as, Hillsong Church and help represent that relationship with compassion. So we're going over to actually meet our sponsored child, and I was really excited. I'd been to the villages that Compassion run all over the world, but to take my daughter and really kind of hit home the reality of them and all the rest of it. So we're in Ghana, the other side of the world, and my wife was definitely a bit anxious about letting me all by myself take my 9-year-old daughter to the other side of the world for a week. And I was like, it'll be fine. And what could go wrong? And basically the first night we get there, I'm used to getting off a plane, being jet lagged, and having one fully epic night's sleep so I can recharge and do what we got to do. And I'm in a room with my daughter, and I had the best sleep ever. And when I woke up and I was like, Indy, how was your sleep? And she was like, it was horrible. And I was like, oh, really? Why didn't you wake me up? I'm like, what happened? And she basically vomited all night, didn't sleep, tried to wake me up, but because I was so fast asleep, she couldn't. She FaceTimed Lauren, her mother, and from the other side of the world, literally step by step, Lauren told her to go to the bathroom, turn the light on, open the toilet seat, vomit in there, make sure you use bottled water, not tap water, because we're in a pretty crazy part of the world. All that, then, so that would be probably my biggest dad fail of all time. Which, yes, it's definitely worth, and I'm sure anyone who's hearing it will get a laugh out of that. But, you know, I think what I'm learning, I think it's universal, is that, you know, dads fail all the time. You know, like it's just like humans kind of do. And I think it's just a matter of keeping on going and giving it your best shot. And luckily, the kids are pretty gracious and forgiving.